The Australian coast. 50,000 years ago, during the late Pleistocene epoch, 50,000 years ago, Australia was a continent that is separated from the rest of the world. Only recently have humans settled on the island continent, and they are about to see a world that is completely alien, full of life and creatures that are found nowhere else on the planet. Seeing some of the most unusual creatures ever to have existed. This is unexplored territory. Within 10,000 years or so, they will mostly go extinct due to competition with humans. In this series, we will explore this extraordinary megafauna that still persists today in local mythology, and we will take an in-depth look into an extraordinary ecosystem that disappeared only recently in Earth's history. One of the most strange creatures is a large bird called Genyornis. Genyornis may look like an ostrich or local emu, but it is in fact much heavier and larger, up to 10 feet tall and weighing over a ton. It is one of the largest birds ever to have existed. Despite its menacing size and appearance, they are gentle herbivores who eat mainly plants. They migrate in large herds, feeding off vegetation they stumble into. Genyornis are also known to have laid some of the largest eggs ever discovered of a bird. Later, this herd congregates together. Despite being in such large herds, they usually spend their time feeding, but when they get together, they are actually quite sociable. Some may call this a roll call. And this herd is led by a dominant male. And when he calls like a rooster, everyone else lines up. It is possible, due to humans comparing their heads with modern large birds such as the emu and ostrich, that Genyornis actually may have had some social capability, routinely communicating with each other and coordinating herd maneuvers like emus do today, with specific calls and gestures. After eating through the morning, the Genyornis are dehydrated and decide to have a drink at the local watering hole. But their afternoon drink is interrupted by another herd of birds, a more unusual form of bird with more temperament. These are Balagonis, a very strange herbivore. Balagonis are part of a family of birds called Gastonidae, which are actually giant ducks. However, these giant ducks have used to be around the world with many different varieties over the last 60 million years, from North America to Europe, all the way to Australia. But they've been pushed by competition with larger predators like cats and dogs, all the way to Australia. And Balagonis is one of the last of their kind. However, they have a temperament despite their low population. And the Guineornis know better than to get in their way. Balagonis had a huge skull that had strong muscles and a very powerful beak. It is likely that it used such powerful beaks to crush large fruits and nuts like coconuts and squash. If it were alive today, that is what it probably ate. But in Australia, it probably used its beak to find large fruits similar to the coconut or cantaloupe, and to be used to peck meat if it chose to supplement on protein. But one anatomical difference between the two birds was this. Guineornis' feet splayed outwards, while Balagonis' feet simply went back and forth and kicking back the ground. However, far in the desert comes another bird species, one that is more dangerous and frightening. A relative of Balagonis. This predator is one of Australia's most feared pieces of machinery ever seen. A predator with huge talons to slash their prey. This is Dromonis, a predator with a huge skull and beak, perfectly designed for shearing off flesh. And in the next episode, we will explore the carnivores. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like my videos and want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a worried?